Alright, so I just got my hands on this electric dirt bike, and I'm not gonna lie, this thing is more powerful than I expected. This has a 4,000 watt mid-drive motor, 60 amp battery. It claims to hit speeds up to 50 miles per hour, and honestly that sounds a little crazy considering the price tag. So today, definitely gonna put it to the test. Gonna see if it's gonna hit those speeds that it claims. Also, we're gonna be testing the suspension, braking, hill climb, but most importantly, did it hit the 50 miles per hour that it claimed? So by the end of this video, you should know this is actually worth the price. We're gonna jump right into it. So of course, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Let's go. Alright, so let's just quickly go through the unboxing. First of all, the box that it came in had a silhouette of a TV, so I'm not sure what's going on here, but it did fit. So the unboxing and setup was pretty straightforward. Definitely came well protected. Everything had styrofoam, extra cardboard just to make sure that nothing got damaged during shipping. The bike itself, it came about 80% assembled. So front wheels weren't attached, handlebars weren't attached, the main number plate wasn't attached as well, and the front brakes as well as suspension you had to go ahead and get on. They also sent out a tool bag with this, so everything you need should be in the toolbox. But of course, if you want to speed up the process, if you have your own tools, it might go a little bit faster. So basically all I had to do was attach the handlebars, put the front wheels on, and cut a lot of tie downs, get the suspension right, adjust everything how I needed, the headlight, plug in one harness, and it was all set. Honestly, the whole setup took about 30 to 40 minutes. Nothing really complicated. So let's do a quick walk around of the bike itself. So I do love the color scheme on this. The origin black looks really good. It goes through to the spring, as you can see there. The wheels, of course, on the interior, even the cables are orange, which I think just makes the overall look of the bike really mesh together. So of course, we're gonna have dual hydraulic brakes on this guy, front as well as rear. And you can see we do have the brake reservoirs up top, the rear brakes to the left, and we're gonna have the front brakes to the right. This is gonna be a mid-drive 4,000 watt mid-mounted motor, and this is going to give you speeds up to 50 miles per hour, which we're going to test here in a little bit. The battery capacity, you can see it does have a large battery, and you can go ahead and pull it out. Just 2 screws right here on this side and 1 screw right here, and you should be able to just ride it out. Main harness is going to be right here, so disconnect the harness, 2 screws, and you can slide the battery all the way out. So the battery itself is going to be a 60 volt 24 amp hour battery, and as far as just speeds and distance, this is going to get you up to 60 miles. One charge, of course, we're going to test it out. That is going to vary based on your weight, your riding style, as well as just the type of riding you're doing. And on the battery, you do have a kill switch right here, so this has to be pressed for you to be able to actually use the bike. So you need to press this button to get power to the keys for it to work. And you also have the charging port right here. Again, pretty standard charging port that we see, but just keep that in mind. And I think that's a good feature, not only for security, just for general know-how, because if someone doesn't know that this is what starts the bike or this is what sends power to the main switch, then they might not be able to take off with your bike. So that's another addition or another safety feature that I do like about this bike. This is going to give you a max climb of 70 degrees gradient, so we're going to test it out, of course. Again, this is going to be based on your weight. So 2 different tire sizes on this one, 14 inches on the front, 12 inches on the back. Both of them recommended tire pressure is 40 psi. Max weight on this is going to be 350 pounds, and the bike itself weighs 105 pounds, but it does feel a little bit heavier. And maybe that's just because it's kind of awkward to pick up. Can't really find a good spot to pick it up. So of course, gonna have some fenders in the front, little mud guard in the back right here. You're also gonna have a flap right here. This is gonna keep dirt, debris off your springs as well as your motor. Speaking of the springs, this is adjustable. So if you look up here, you can use spanner wrenches to kind of adjust it up and down. For me, 230 pounds, 6 feet tall, I maxed this all the way out. So definitely want to take that into consideration. And I'll sit on in here in a little bit to show you guys how it actually sags. So coming around to the front, first we're going to have our rear brakes on the left. You're also going to have your headlight switch just on and off. Have your blinkers left and right, and you do have a horn. And let me go ahead and turn it on so you guys can hear it. So pretty loud, pretty obnoxious. Coming on the right side, you do have the keyhole. This does require a key for you to go ahead and turn it on. I rotated it upwards just because when I'm on the bike, I don't want my knees to be hitting the key. So at least rotating them out kind of give me the best of both worlds. Right here, you're gonna have your different modes. So you're gonna have modes 1, 2, and 3. All right, so let's quickly turn on the LCD. We'll go through that here in a little bit. So as I mentioned, you do have the left blinkers. All right, so you can see this is flashing right here, right as well. You do have the on and off switch. All right, so notice that when I turn it on, it does kind of dim, and that's anticipating that this is going to be a nighttime, so you won't need as much brightness. So you can go ahead and turn it on and off. All right, so pretty decent light, and let me show you what it looks like at nighttime as well. So this also has brake light that's connected to both brakes. So that's the rear brakes. You can see it lights up gradually. That is a LED panel, it looks like. This is our turning signals. All right, so pretty cool. You can see just kind of gradually goes. Again, not that easy to see in the daytime, but I'll show you what that looks like at nighttime as well. And I was saying I am 6 foot tall. This is a pit bike, so it's definitely a lot smaller. 105 pounds, but again, this is heavy, and maybe it's just because it's awkward to pick up. All right, so as I said, I'm 6 feet tall, 135 pounds. You can see it does have a little dip, but I think overall it is a good balance, especially for my weight in the back. So as you can see, this is me sitting, just sags a little bit. I'm pretty confident that this is gonna give me enough cushion that I need for stopping, so that's pretty cool. So one other thing I wanted to mention is that Aipas did send me out a nice helmet for this setup, and I definitely appreciate it. Nice graphics on the outside, as you can see, some graffiti there. So definitely appreciate it. So they sent that out for me to test with, so I'll be wearing that during this review. Also, they sent some goggles for me. All right, so this is, of course, you're going 40 miles per hour or 50 miles per hour. You want to keep all the debris out your face. So gonna be trying these out. Can't promise that I'll be wearing them the entire review, but we'll kind of see how they kind of fit together, but definitely appreciate that. They also sent out some protection, so shin and knee protection right there, as well as elbow and forearm protection. So be wearing those just to make sure I stay protected. But look like it's gonna start raining. So let me go ahead and see if we can at least get some footage of me riding this. So of course, the first thing I want to do is just kind of see what speeds I'm getting on the bike versus the actual GPS. So see how accurate the speedometer is. I think a lot of these bikes that we see come out, usually the speedometer isn't accurate. So let's first test that out. So currently in mode 1, let's go ahead and we'll just max it out and see how far we get. All right, let's go ahead and we'll try mode 2. All right, 35 on the GPS, 36, 38 on the GPS, 45 on the screen, 39 and 45. So about 39 miles per hour, 45 on the actual bike. So it's about 5 or 6 miles per hour off. And that was mode 2. Let me go ahead and we'll give mode 3 a shot. So all right. Like we're getting about 41, 42, 43, 44, 44. 44 miles per hour. That's the current max speed, and it showed 52 on this guy. So like I said, it's off about 6 or 7, give or take. But still, 44 miles per hour is super fast for this type of bike. I want to see how this feels just coming in at speed, hitting the brakes hard, whether it's the case of emergency, whatever the case is. Just want to make sure the brakes feel good, it's not sketchy, and it does what it's supposed to do as far as just stopping the bike every time. All right. All right, so full speed on mode 1. All right, pretty good job. Yeah, it's about 30 feet, I would say, give or take. But we're gonna switch it out to mode 2, and we're just gonna do the same thing. Oh God, this thing just wants to wheelie. Getting a little rubber burning. As far as the brakes gonna be solid. You do get a little skid in the back, but it is controlled, maintained, and it does respond to the pressure. So if you feel like it's getting away from you, just let off a little bit and it should be fine. Let's go ahead and take this guy off-road. Now, of course, one thing I was curious about is this suspension, and this has a full suspension setup, so front hydraulic forks as well as a rear suspension. So me testing this, and I went through it all. I went through grass, I went through gravel, I went through mud. I went through everything that you can throw at it except for snow, and honestly, this bike actually soaks the bumps away definitely better than I expected. The suspension overall will smooth over dirt, stable at speed, so when you're going fast, it still feels planted, and it doesn't feel cheap, which I think is very important. So suspension for some people is one of those things that's underrated, but when you have a good suspension, it instills confidence in your riding skills. It just makes you feel more planted and gives you a better overall experience. Now, the claims online is that this can climb hills up to 70-degree gradients, and just looking at this, I thought this was a typo at first. Wasn't able to find a hill that steep, but I was able to find something which I estimate was about 50 degrees or 40 degrees, give or take. And with the 255 Newton meter torque, this definitely has the power to go beyond what I actually tested it today. So as you can see there, I tried going up the hill. I tried in 2 different modes, and after I did it in mode 1, that just gives me the confidence that there shouldn't be no issues in modes 2 and 3. So for me, I didn't want to give it a running start. I essentially just stop the bike at the bottom of the hill and just see if it can get me to the top without giving it a running start. So overall, did really well on the hill in my opinion. The torque really shines, and it kind of shows that this can handle more than I actually threw at it. So as far as the range, I was not able to get this up to 60 miles. And as I explained in the beginning, this has a lot to do with your actual riding style as well as your weight. So estimating I was able to get about 27, give or take, but I think that's still good. And I can see it getting a lot more if I was to use the low power mode. So after testing this for a while, here's what it actually feels like. The pros, insane power, especially for the price. The ride is smooth, quiet but aggressive. Long range, again, is going to give you 30 miles, give or take. Could give you more if you weigh less than I do. But also, this was insanely powerful to where you can baby it, but if you want the aggressiveness, it's there for you. As far as the cons, the seat could be a little bit more comfortable. I did feel it got hard at times. Power might be too much for beginners. And this is not super lightweight. Again, I was able to go back and I see that it didn't weigh 105 pounds. It actually weighed 127. Just how the weight is distributed, it's not that easy to pick up. It feels like a lot more. So my final verdict, is this worth it? For around the price you're getting, 4,000 watt motor, 44 miles per hour, full suspension, solid range, insane power, this price is honestly hard to beat. If you want something that's fun, that's powerful, off-road ready, this is one of those bikes that's just gonna put a smile on your face every time you ride it. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Of course, I'll leave a link in the description where you can pick it up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash your notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.